And it's something I wanted to ask you in the end of our discussion, but as long as you started to speak about the empathy, like a little bit of a challenge here. Sometimes empathy is very tricky because,
Mhm.
well, people can start using it, in a way, because thinking, oh, you're an empathetic leader, meaning I don't need to be accountable, I don't need to be responsible for something, I can rely on my manager. So, where is this kind of balance between being empathetic, but at the same time driving accountability and not ending up with people being kind of like, kids who need to be encouraged every time?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a really good point. And I feel like, whether it's, living in both worlds, of the extreme, whether it's like a lot of, whether it's negative reinforcement, positive reinforcement, we do need to strike a balance. And I think that approach of, I think it's one of the books that I've read as well, but it's talking about this idea of like radical candor of we need to be very, I think, upfront in every way. We need to set expectations and we need to be transparent. If there is a point that I think you did really well, then there is going to be positive reinforcement, and I'm not going to skip over that fact because I believe that you deserve your recognition and you should feel good about that. But if there is an area where you're slacking, and we've had those expectation setting calls in the beginning, well then, you need to be aware that you will be held accountable for that. It's not just like, positive reinforcement, letting people do what they need to do, giving them full reign or full autonomy. There's a reason why we have managers there. There's a reason why we have leaders there to try and guide people. So yeah, I think definitely encouragement is a huge thing for me, and empathy is a massive part of that. But having the initial conversations of I'm here for you. I want to help you thrive. I want to help you succeed. But it's also really about we need to set expectations, and I think keep referring back to those expectations. So it's very important to kind of remind people that although we're going to be empathetic, you will be held accountable. We can come together and collectively set expectations, but we are going to go back and review them so that we don't just run wild and
Mhm.
nobody knows what they're doing.